Hey everyone, Bruno here. A lot of people ask me what kind of equipment I use and what my process is for creating content for social media. So I decided to do a video with a complete walkthrough of everything I use from start to finish to create the content that you see online. We'll talk about the cameras I use, we'll talk about other equipment that I use in the plane to record ATC audio, and I also talk about the software I use to edit and other online resources that I use to polish my videos, such as music, transitions, sounds, and everything else. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you a special discount code for you to buy any of the equipment that you see on this video and start creating your content as well. With that all said, let's get right into it.
The traffic room is taking runway 27 for a westbound departure wind.
Alright, so before we get into it, actually, there's a very important disclaimer that I need to make. When creating content for aviation, it's very important that you remember that when you're flying the plane, that's what you should be doing. And creating content, operating cameras, or even messing with your equipment should always come second. Whenever I'm flying with my cameras on, with my recorders on, my main task is flying the plane, especially in critical phases of the flight. I turn my cameras on before I even start my engine, and I will only touch them again when I'm parked with my engine shut down and my destination. Before you are a content creator, you are a pilot, and flying the plane should be your main priority. Don't touch your cameras and don't mess with your equipment while you're flying the plane, because that can jeopardize your safety and the safety of others that are sharing the sky with you. Alright, so let's talk about the cameras I use. I currently have 4 cameras. They are all GoPro cameras. I have a Hero 7, a Hero 9, a Hero 11 Mini Black, and a GoPro Max 360 camera that records in 360. And I'll start with that. My GoPro 360 camera records in 4K, and I usually attach it to my windshield right in front of me and above the panel. That camera has 2 different cameras that record 180 degrees each, one that faces forward and one that faces backward. So you can see myself in the plane talking on the radio, you can see my passengers and the overall cockpit environment when I'm flying the plane. There is a special editing software made by GoPro that allows you to edit your footage and create transitions between the 2 cameras like it's on a swivel. So you can rotate, zoom in and zoom out and create some really cool effects. Next is my Hero 7 camera, which I usually put on the right side of my windshield and faces the right side of the plane. You can see the wing, and basically you get that kind of like passenger view as you'd have on an airline when you're flying and looking out the window. Gives you a really cool perspective on landings, allows you to see some of the scenery that you're flying over. Third is my Hero 9 camera, which I put right here behind me on the center of the plane facing forward. It shows the cockpit so you can see the avionics. You kind of get the environment of the cockpit here. You can see me touching buttons, switches, and all of that stuff. Kind of gives you, a more in-depth look of the operation of the plane. For these 3 cameras here that I operate inside the cockpit, I use standard GoPro mounts that I found over the years to be the most reliable. For the GoPro 360 camera, I use a suction mount cup. For the Hero 7 camera, also suction cup. And then for the Hero 9 camera, I use one of the standard adhesive mounts that comes with the camera. The external shots you see on my videos come from the Hero 11 Mini Black that I attached to a tail tie-down mount. The Hero 11 Mini is a smaller camera that creates less drag on the airframe while providing the same image quality and depth. It provides a great view of landings and takeoffs, and also the scenery beneath you. I've experimented using it on the wing tie-downs, tilting it 45 degrees, but I personally prefer the tail position for the wide angle of view. Alright, so let's talk about recording audio inside the cockpit.
984 uniform North Tower, squawk 0333, ident.
0333, identity confirm.
4 uniforms, radar contact, 15 miles.
Basically, you need 2 different equipment. The first one, and the most important one, is this cable right here. It allows you to connect a recording device to your headset. Anything that comes through your headset, whether it's ATC, audio, radio communications, or even intercom, will get passed over to the recording device and will get recorded.
Approach, good morning, Roman 99984, uniform 4000.
Cover 9984 uniform, Philadelphia approach, X-rays current at northeast, expect the RNAV runway 33.
Expect our net 33 flying from.
It comes with 3 different connectors. A male audio jack that will go into your panel, a female audio jack that will connect to your headset's original audio jack, and a third connector, which is a 3.5 millimeter standard connector that will go into any recording device. My recording device of choice is this Sony voice recorder. I think I paid like $40 for it on Amazon. It will record up to 5 hours. It works off AAA batteries. You can also charge it using a USB connector, and it has 2 3.5 millimeter jacks. One of them is the red one for microphone. And what you do is you take that 3.5 millimeter jack from the cable and connect it to the recording. Once you press record, it will record anything that comes through your headset, whether it's your own voice, intercom, or ATC communications.
Newark clears, good morning, Grumman 99984, uniform on the ground in Linden, IFR to Papa Charlie Whiskey. We're ready to copy.
So one important aspect of recording audio like this, such the way I do, is that the audio will be recorded to this device, which is obviously separate from the cameras. So what I usually do afterwards when I'm editing the videos is I take the audio from here and I overlay it onto the footage and sync it to the footage. It takes a little bit of work at first, but once you get used to it, you can read your own lips on the footage and actually match it to the audio. And once you do it once, automatically the rest of the footage will be synced as well. You can also use other tricks, such as like clapping before you start your video, or saying something as you're clapping, so you kind of have like a visual cue to where the audio and the images should sync. It works really well. I've been doing this for years now, and I find that this is the most reliable way to record audio. There are similar cables that, instead of coming with a 3.5 millimeter jack, comes with a USB-C connector that goes directly onto your action camera, whether it's a GoPro, a DJI Osmo, or something like that. The issue with that is it will only record audio when your cameras are on. And if your cameras run out of battery, or maybe you want to turn them off for some reason or whatever, you might end up, missing some important part of your audio. So recording into a device like this ensures that we record for the entirety of the flight, no matter how long the flight is. Then it's just all about syncing. Now, if you watch my videos, you know that I like exterior shots as well, right? From outside of the plane, taxiing, taking off, some ground operations when it's possible. And for that, I use my iPhone. I have an iPhone 15 Pro, comes with an amazing camera, records in 4K, great image stabilization. It's also always with me anyway, so this means that I don't have to carry an extra camera with me everywhere I go. So in addition to all the equipment you just saw, this is another one that I use. This is a DJI Mini 4 Pro drone. It's one of the lightest drones around, weighs only 249 grams. I operate it mainly around the airport to get some really cool shots of the plane. I've just started experimenting with it. I became a Part 107 licensed drone operator, and the drone is also registered with the FAA. And I mainly operate it on non-towered airports, which is probably the safest place for you to operate a drone like this, as long as you're giving way to manned aircraft and staying out of the way of personnel, people, and obviously aircraft. I really like what I have so far, and I look forward to try it more for the coming videos. Another piece of equipment that I have tested before and I really liked is an Insta360 camera connected to a pole that goes underneath the wing and gets you some really, really cool shots, as if you have a wingman and a camera plane flying right next to you. I recently went to Austin, Texas, and I met up with Dean, who's the owner of Flying Eyes. He owns a beautiful Grumman Tiger, which I had the opportunity to fly. We did some outside shots, got some really cool stuff, and I'm actually working through getting a similar piece of equipment for 8-4 uniform. It goes under the wing, leverages the existing screws that you have under the wing. This is something that I'll probably start, experimenting with in my own plane. So more on that in the future. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about editing. I edit all my videos using Final Cut Pro X. The videos that you see were all edited in it. I heard great things about Adobe Premiere Pro and other film editors, which I'm sure are great. I just don't have experience with them. And in addition, I really like to ambient my videos with great soundtracks and visual effects, sound effects. And for all of that, I use an online resource called Motion Array. So Motion Array is this huge library of copyright-free music that you can use as soundtrack to your videos. It comes with licenses for you to use it on YouTube and actually still monetize your videos if you like. And it also comes with an array of transitions for your desired video editor, a lot of stuff that I usually leverage for my videos. And their library is actually ongoing. They upload new tools and resources almost every day that come from artists from different places of the world. It's like $25 a month, but I found that it's a really, really great library of resources for my videos that I actually really like using, and that create the final result that you see both on YouTube and also on Instagram. So this basically concludes this walkthrough of all the equipment and the process I use to create the content that you like to see on Instagram and YouTube. And as promised, I have a discount code for you. If you go to nflycam.com, you can buy any of the equipment that you saw today, from cameras to camera mounts to recording equipment and devices for audio. They have a whole list of things and everything that you need to start creating content for aviation. You can use the code FLYWITHBruno to get anything with 10% off from their website, whether it's just one equipment or your entire purchase. So go now to nflycam.com. I'm putting the link right here, and use code FLYWITHBruno for 10% off. I hope you find this video useful, and I hope to see you again on my next video or wherever my next adventure takes us. Until then, fly safe and make the most of your time in the skies. Take care.